Lot of feedback coming in from our viewers, many of whom are asking, what exactly does this prove? Let me put out clearly what I think it proves. Maroof Raza, Colonel RSN Singh, General Bakshi, Commodore G J Singh, welcome. Col Shafqat Saeed from Islamabad, along with Ambassador Naqvi. Brig Haris Nawaz from Karachi, along with Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao. Welcome to the debate. What it proves, and RSN Singh will open the debate tonight with Shafqat Saeed on the other side. What it proves is that it was so well planned, RSN Singh, so well planned, so as to cut off. You have all the Indian security officials there in Islamabad. They're having a meeting, right? And the meeting is to improve relations between both countries in a cordial atmosphere. First, you get India to let down its guard. Point number one. Point number two, you smuggle them under the pretext of a holiday in Muree. I don't know why we accept it. Exactly at the time, to the hour, RSN Singh. To the hour, RSN Singh, that Kassav and the 9 others were landing in Mumbai. To the hour, exactly at the same time, the night before, you take India's Home Secretary and 9 other officials from the Intelligence Bureau, Cabinet Secretary and others, you take them away to Muree, put them in a no-network zone to slow down India's immediate counter to the attacks that were carried out. So around the time that Kassav and his boys took the trawler called Kuber and landed in Mumbai, on the evening of November 26th, because the Pakistanis were tracking them, they knew how far they had gone, how close they were to Mumbai. At that time, you got the entire Indian security establishment taken away to Muree, so that even if they were to fly back to India to handle the situation, it would take them considerable time before getting there, allowing the terrorists to carry out the bloodshed unstopped. Now, this is so pathetic. It is so pathetic. It is indescribably pathetic. But RSN Singh, why do you think they did this? Is there any other intent you see in this? And why did we fall for it? RSN Singh and then Shafqat Saeed will respond. After that, it's an open debate on the Newshour tonight. RSN.
Arnab, you have most of your panelists are with a military background.
Yeah.
And they will understand what I'm going to say now.
Go on.
Firstly, it was a classic case of deception.
Yeah.
In war, you have elements of deception at a higher level. At a lower level, you have elements of surprise. So this was a deception at the highest level. Now what it implies is that this deception, it could not have been carried out without political patronage.
That's right.
All this while we were, many of us were inclined to give benefit of doubt that so and so Pakistan People's Party, it may be India friendly, or so and so party may be more inclined towards peace. But I'm sorry to say, today I have been compelled to revise my position on the political parties of Pakistan or the political constituencies of Pakistan drastically. I am also compelled to revise my position that if there is a constituency in Pakistan which wants peace with India, so therefore this was not a terrorist attack, Arnab. It was an act of war.
It's clear after this.
It is a war that was waged against this nation. And let me tell you, all these panelists on your channel, I can make out by the demeanor that their act has been caught. But you remember when Mr. Vajpayee went to China in 1978, and when the Chinese attacked Vietnam, we took it as an insult. But Arnab, this is an act of war, for God's sake.
Absolutely it is.
This is an act of a war. And hereafter, the entire dynamics dynamics of India-Pakistan relation changes from now on. We don't trust you now on anywhere. We don't trust your words. We don't trust your composite dialogue process.
Absolutely not, we don't.
We don't trust any formalized or informal association or interlocution with you. Today I am telling you, this is not an ordinary development. It is
Absolutely
a very serious
yes, RSN it is.
And the world community is watching today.
Absolutely it is.
If you can do this, If you can do this with, the jihadi tanzeems that you tame, to India, you can do it to the entire world. You can even give them nuclear weapons, and therefore today is a red letter day as far as I am concerned. Whether it is Pakistan People's Party, whether it is PML, whether it is Tehreek-e-Insaf.
Okay, let's get a rebut and take the debate forward.
I don't trust any of you.
Let's take the debate forward. And there are so many of viewers who are calling in tonight on this expose. And I know that the Pakistanis cannot deny it. That's why Shafqat Saeed is smiling tonight. Because he knows, on fact, he has nothing to say to me tonight. Because tonight we have exposed how the state machinery of Pakistan, the so-called democratically elected representatives of Pakistan, were directly part of the ISI LET terror plot that killed 166 people in Mumbai 7 years, 6 months and 15 days ago. And these cowards, GD Bakshi, these cowards did it by taking our security establishment on a holiday in Muree. I mean, I think Shafqat Saeed, this is a classic case that calls for your expulsion from the United Nations.
Of Indian failure.
Classic case that calls for your expulsion from the United Nations. You can speak, but ponder about what you've done. Go ahead, Shafqat Saeed, go ahead. Go ahead.
Arnab, good evening to all my gentlemen, and I don't think that in heart and soul they are backing what nonsense you are talking about. And how
don't speak for them and don't think for them. Don't speak for them and don't think for them. Please continue.
This popped up just now. How did this pop up after such a long time? And what do you think that should I?
What do you mean puffed up right now? It's a fact. It's been investigated. It's put out here.
Simple to extent of stupidity that everybody was here in Muree and there was nobody in the control room in India. Come on, for God's sake. There is system. You don't have system. You need to learn that. We can guide you on that how to man the control room. And when somebody is going on delegation,
I haven't seen a sillier answer than that.
Don't leave your control room empty. This is very funny.
Right.
And secondly, I tell you...
No, I think I'll tell you what's funny. I'll tell you what's funny. Shafqat Saeed, 1 minute. Shafqat Saeed, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. Shafqat Saeed, please tell me. Please tell me. Shafqat Saeed, please tell me. Tell me. 1 minute. Everyone in India does buy it, and they're asking questions of you, Shafqat Saeed, tonight, because India and Pakistan was scheduled to hold Home Secretary talks on the 25th of November. The Indian delegation was meant to return on the 26th of November. Why did you extend it by 1 day? Why did you extend it by 1 day? Why did you extend it? Why did you have this last minute holiday? And why was this done at the exact time that Kasav and the 9 others were landing in Mumbai?
Next day, come on. And why were you so naive?
Why were you so naive?
They were otherwise leaving.
That's the only answer you've got. So that's an admission of guilt on the Newshour.
This does not
Maroof Raza, please.
Maroof Raza, it is not a question of naive.
One second. G J Singh is responding.
You have cheated. You have deceived.
We don't mind if you don't trust us. We have lost nothing if you are not trusting us anymore. We don't need your trust.
Today,
you yourself are not trustworthy.
Pakistan government advocating this for
GJ control room Pakistan ने खाली करा लिया था. How funny.
Why did you take?
आपकी ministry है या ये कोई अड्डा है? Was it a bus stop or it was a ministry? That nobody was there to man the control room when there was a delegation in Pakistan.
It was a deception.
I'm not going to buy this.
It was an act of deception.
It was a deception that you crafted.
आप लोगों को बेवकूफ बना रहे हैं. Nobody is going to buy this point.
Colonel Shafqat Saeed, it was a deception which was fabricated and crafted by you.
Come on.
And let me tell you that today,
and you were so simple that you played to us.
Establishment is fully exposed. Because if you work out the timeline...
No fully exposed. This is the air that Modi Sahib has got from his recent visit to America, and you are not able to stand it. You are trying to bust it.
The only thing that it proves...
November or so.
No, watch it. I'd like Maroof to join the debate. I'd like Maroof to join the debate and Brigadier Haris Nawaz to respond to this amazing situation tonight. Now, Maroof, I don't understand for the life of me why the Pakistanis are not getting what we are talking about. You understand this, Maroof, very well. So, Colonel Shafqat Saeed, if you can just calm down for a while and let me state a few facts for your kind attention, please, before Brigadier Haris Nawaz responds to Maroof Raza. You see, why would you, the Home Secretary, would have overseen the entire 2611 operation. The Director Internal Security would have ensured internal security leadership was in control. The Joint Director Internal Security would have ensured that reactions were calibrated. The Joint Secretary in the Cabinet Secretariat would have ensured coordination within the Prime Minister's office and ministries. The Deputy Secretary in the Park Division in the MEA would have been able to coordinate with Park diplomatic channels. Instead, you took these people to Muree, and the only lesson that we learned from this situation tonight, Maroof, is that we cut them too much slack. We give them too much of a long rope. This is classic deception, but we fell for it. Maroof, and then Brigadier Haris Nawaz can respond. Maroof, and then Brigadier Haris Nawaz. Yeah, Maroof.
I think there's some very important points that have been raised. Let's just calm down and look at it in a very, very systematic manner. You know, there is an old saying in intelligence circles.
Can't hear.
That I said.
No, I can't hear. I can't hear Maroof.
Can't hear him.
I can't hear Maroof clearly. I'd like to go baach to GD Bakshi on this, please. Yeah, GD Bakshi. GD Bakshi, please. GD Bakshi is responding. Maroof, I'll come back to you. Maroof, GD Bakshi.
Arnab, I would like to tell you that confidence building measures are adopted between countries that have such a history of war and mistrust. When a country uses the same confidence building measures to carry out a very nefarious deception trick to get the entire Indian security establishment on the pretext of a confidence building measures meeting, and then instead of confidence building measures, you pull off such a cheap trick, you try and get them away.
That's the word for it. Cheap trick. That's the word for it. A cheap trick.
You know the attack that you have planned. You get them away into a non-communication zone so that they are incommunicado with their command chain. You try and ensure that maximum casualties are inflicted on the Indians in this attack by taking away the command element, by drawing it away by subterfuge, under the name of confidence building measures. What do you call this nation? Second point, Arnab. So far the Pakistanis have been telling us that it is all the doings of non-state actors. Arnab, this nefarious action shows that the Pakistani state, not just the deep state, the Pakistani state is involved.
Let's think about it. Let's think about it. Brigadier Nawaz, let's think about it. No, Brigadier Nawaz will respond to you now, GD Bakshi, but think about it, Brigadier Nawaz. On the 26th, which is the day of the attack. Okay, first question to you. Is it a coincidence that exactly at the time that you took the entire security establishment to this last-minute holiday in Muree was also the day when 2611 happened? Are you saying it's a coincidence?
The point... basically it is a coincidence, because
how can it be a coincidence?
6 or 8 people out of India, that should not happen. That
no, how can it be a coincidence? These are the 9 most important people.
Control headquarters. There is always a way. When you leave one commander, you always leave a second command over there.
So that's no argument. That's no argument.
How people going to in Pakistan mean that the complete control room is empty?
Maroof is responding to that.
Anything else?
Maroof is responding to that.
Complete.
I don't know if his audio is back.
So
RSN, if not
that also. And second is that
Maroof,
please, let's get out of
Brigadier.
Not put the blame on Pakistan.
Brigadier.
Yeah.
Brigadier, just one question. Were you in service when 2611 happened?
Say again.
I asked you something. I asked you, were you in service and active service when 2611 happened?
No, I just retired, but I am already in touch. I know what all is happening, and I understand all the command elements.
Since you were in touch, Brigadier, who had carried out 2611, Brigadier? Was it from Pakistani soil, Brigadier?
Of course, it is big. who you know is Lashkar-e-Taiba. I think later his inquiry revealed the point is Pakistan Army is already
good. Continue, RSN, continue.
You must understand. How can you fighting already
continue, RSN.
You are already victim of terrorism. You can't do all this.
Brigadier, then if Lashkar-e-Taiba did it, your Rana Sananullah, who is the Law Minister of Punjab, in a recent interview to the BBC has said that the state of Pakistan cannot act against LET and JEM because they enjoy the patronage of the state. So therefore, if you now link this together, Brigadier, it means that it not only enjoyed the patronage of the Pakistan military, it enjoyed this entire attack and this deception plan enjoyed the larger patronage of the entire
let's get Abid Rao and Ambassador Naqvi also into the debate, please. 1 second. Let's get Abid Rao and Ambassador Naqvi. No, 1 point. Just 1 point.
You will have to agree that it was an act of war by Pakistan. It was not a terrorist attack.
Pakistan should do it.
It was an act of war. And you are war criminals sitting in front of me.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you.
Victim of terrorism.
Brigadier Nawaz, let's go. Let's get Ambassador Naqvi, please. Ambassador Naqvi and Maroof Raza, if he's back, please. I don't know if he is. Can I be told if he's back? 1 second.
As far as I'm concerned, you waged the war against India and you all
Can I have
are
Ambassador Naqvi and Maroof if he's back on the screen, please? Gentlemen, 1 second, calm down now. Let me explain to you how things happen. Maroof, I don't know if your audio is back.
Arnab, can I?
Yeah, but now, Maroof, I know your audio is back, but here's the point. Now the debate is going forward between you and Ambassador Naqvi. Ambassador Naqvi on the right hand side, please. You see, Maroof, on the 26th, which is the day of the attack.
I just want to make 3 or 4 quick points.
No, Maroof. Okay, go on. Maroof with Ambassador Naqvi. Yeah.
Arnab, now the first thing is, there's an old saying in intelligence circles and in military circles, that when something like this happens, the first act is happenstance, the second is coincidence, and the third is enemy action and proof of that. Now let me give you why. Because even if Kasab and his gang landed on Mumbai shores, it may have been happenstance if the coincidence, as you have just brought out today, hadn't taken place, where it was a very orchestrated exercise of taking the Home Ministry leadership away from Islamabad and out of communication exactly on the same date when the attack happened. And there is enough evidence to show from Rand Corporation report to any number of publications, including the most valuable one which I quote.
Quickly, Maroof, let's go back to the debate.
Now, Arnab, please hear me. The last point, and which is very important, is that why it was enemy action is because after the attack took place and they had put Zikrur Rahman Naqvi in Adiala jail on 7th of April 2009, the first man to go and meet him was General Shuja Pasha, the head of ISI, who wanted to know the gory details so that he is completely in control of the situation, which for a moment it slipped out of Pakistan's hands. So therefore, your revelation today is the middle piece of the missing block, which has now made everything fall into place.
Now,
this was an act of state.
Admit, Ambassador Naqvi. Admit, Ambassador Naqvi. Maroof, 1 second. Let's go straight to the point with the Pakistani panelists. Let's not cut them any slack anymore tonight, Maroof. 1 minute. Admit tonight. No, Maroof, a minute. Maroof.
Let me speak.
Maroof, understand. Maroof, I'm asking Ambassador Naqvi a simple question. Ambassador Naqvi, please listen to me.
Yes.
Ambassador Naqvi, listen to me.
Yes.
Now, if someone were to tell you, Ambassador Naqvi, that you were at home, right? And you suddenly, you closed your eyes, and when you opened your eyes, you were sitting in that studio in Islamabad. Would you believe the person? No.
Yes.
You would say, I obviously got into a car,
no.
I walked up the stairs, and I went to the studio. And I sat down on the chair and I mic'd myself.
Yes.
That's the reality. There's always a process that goes behind it. In this world, there is nothing called a magical coincidence. Why don't you understand that tonight? Why don't you understand?
Listen,
on the 26th, and I'll tell you, one second.
You have said
no, 1 second, sir. 1 second. Let me explain it to you.
500 times.
On the 26th.
No, you repeat, keep repeating.
No, I just want to say one thing and then I'll hand it over to you.
Repeating all the time.
Sir, I will only hand it over to you.
10 times.
Sir, did this happen or not? You just tell me one thing.
Okay.
Did you take, sir, one question and then I'm handing it to you. One question. Only one question. Did you take the entire Indian top security and intelligence establishment at around 6 o'clock in the evening on the 25th of November 2008, and did you pack them up in a no network zone in Muree till the next afternoon so that on the day of the attacks all these top security officials were cut off from all communication between the Indian delegation and their colleagues back home? Did you do this or not? Please admit it tonight.
That is what you are saying. I don't admit anything because this is just a kind of a story you have built up today.
Sir, this has been conveyed to us officially by the Indian Home Secretary of that time.
Listen, on the...
Three officials have admitted it. Three officials have admitted it. I'm not making it up.
Listen. Otherwise, there is no point. No, you have to listen. You have to listen.
Yeah, but I'm not making it up. It's a fact.
On the New Year's Eve,
yes.
Last New Year's Eve,
yeah.
I was called by your station, by Times Now in Lahore, that there has been a terror boat that has been caught, which has come from Pakistan. This was all cock and bull.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't, and you know that. It wasn't, and you know that RSN can take you on that. It wasn't, and anyway, let's come back to the issue.
And you are always coming up with these stories, which are cock and bull stories.
Sir, tomorrow tomorrow if there is a delegation from Pakistan, say hypothetically in India tomorrow, and such a high
level delegation,
I don't know why, and without your concurrence, such an attack was put through. Even by non-state actors. What would have been your position?
Why did your delegation come?
You would have done everything. If you were a civilized state, you would have done everything to ensure that the dignity of your visiting delegation is maintained. And sir, I totally agree.
My third point
that we were taken for a ride. I totally agree that we were taken for a ride because we thought we are dealing with a manly army, a manly military. But you are not a manly military. You are the people who use all sorts of devious methods, devious warfare, and that is where we failed to read you. We failed to read the level of deviousness that you could descend to. That has been our mistake. That has been our mistake. And let me tell you, this deviousness will kill you one day. This deviousness will kill you one day. You are not clever by half. Let me tell you. Air Marshal Abid Rao, you all are not clever by half. Let me tell you, this deviousness will kill you. Rise up, be a manly military instead of using all these non-state actors and these mullahs and these jihadis. Someday you will be consumed by them.
Told you that Muree is a non-communicative zone is all wrong. Since 2001, there is perfect mobile phones connection in that town. So this is absolutely wrong.
Well, I can tell you that the area where the Indian officials were taken in Muree, that particular area had poor telecommunication links. And anyway, you are a bit of a backward country, so everyone knows what networks work or don't work in your
making your people ashamed of what has happened.
Now,
you should have sacked your naval chief then. You should have sacked your police chief then. I mean, security of 1.25 billion people, rest on 8 to 9 people. If you are giving the credit to ISI or Pakistan Army, we will take it. But
no,
we will be surprised.
We are not giving any credit.
Did you or did you not?
Nobody is giving the credit to anyone.
RSN, please wait.
RSN, that you can.
Air Marshal, answer my question. Air Marshal, answer my question now, please. Air Marshal, answer my question. The great respect to you, please, I must say this. The problem is, after our report today, you have nowhere to hide. And I'll tell you why you have nowhere to hide. You have nowhere to hide because the holiday in Muree was an attempt to ensure that the plan that had been set in motion by the ISI, General Bakshi, which asked David Headley to undertake a recce of possible targets in April that year, went undetected and unhindered. It was an attempt to ensure, that the Indian security establishment had as few hands as possible in coordinating a response. No right-thinking person would say this is a coincidence. You tell me, why did you take the entire Indian security establishment to Muree? You tell me why you did that. You tell me why you did that. You say why you did that tonight. Why did you do that? You tell the people of India it's a coincidence.
Can I answer that?
In the realm
General Bakshi and Shafqat Saeed, please. General Bakshi and Shafqat Saeed.
Our foreign minister was visiting Delhi at that time. Were we so stupid?
Yeah, and did we take the foreign minister? Did we take the foreign minister? Did we take Khurshid Ahmad Kasuri to a no-network zone in an area where he went undetected? Or did we give him a clear passage back to Pakistan? You answer that question. You are a country of backstabbers. You are a country of backstabbers for the longest time, and this story has only exposed that.
Wrong information.
Marshal Rao.
It has taken you 8 years to realize that you people were sent somewhere.
Kindly,
Can I have Shafqat Saeed respond to
Air Marshal Rao? Can you kindly, Air Marshal, I want to tell you that in military operations, we have heard of decapacitating strikes that take out the command element at the time that you are launching an operation. But let me tell you,
there were no commanders.
In the history of
where were your naval officers?
warfare,
where were your police people?
Me, let me
you
finish.
make such baseless assumptions that you look funny in front of your people.
I am trying to tell you that in this case, your country has tried to misuse confidence building measures to try and take out the command element of the Indian Home Ministry.
If my ISI is so good, I am proud of that.
When you knew that you were launching this dastardly mass casualty strike to kill civilians.
Your state
to kill
is doing
civilians.
proper state actor terrorism. Starting from Sarabjit Singh in 1987 to Kulbhushan Yadav, who has been apprehended. There are 400 people with him.
Very cleverly.
We will teach you a lesson.
Did you take? Did you look at viewers? Just watch this. Viewers.
Is there any neighboring country who gives you
I just want to point out
terrorism free certificate? You have done that in Sri Lanka. You have done that in Bangladesh. You have done that in Nepal, Bhutan. I mean, you people are so insecure. You want to spread the terrorism and expect others to be nice to you.
You have lost the trust of the whole world as a despicable and unreliable people.
Shafqat Saeed.
You have used confidence building measures to
stop the negotiation on this.
I'm sorry, your white hair are not...
Pakistan is not interested to go and have negotiations with you.
I'm going to Shafqat Saeed, please. Shafqat Saeed, I just want to point out one thing for our viewers tonight.
And your 9
those who are watching this debate, GJ, 1 minute. GJ, 1 minute. GJ, 1 minute. GJ, 1 minute. 1 minute, GJ. 1 minute, GJ. Calm down. Now the question is, GJ, the question is tonight. I just want to say one thing. I will never get personal with my Pakistani guests because I have invited them on the program, and it is not at all my habit.
With you.
It is not my habit to throw personal insults at people. 1 minute, Shafqat Saeed, बोलने तो दीजिए भाई, आप interrupt कर रहे हैं. आप बात सुन लीजिए मेरी, आप बात सुन लीजिए. मैं आपसे दरखास्त कर रहा हूँ. I don't want to throw personal insults back. They can say anything they want. But viewers, notice one thing. There are 4 Pakistani guests, an Air Vice Marshal, a Brigadier, an Ambassador and a Colonel. Not one of them, Maroof, not one of them has been able to say that, Arnab, your report is factually incorrect. Because they all know this is what they did, Shafqat Saeed. This is what you did. You have nowhere to hide now. The holiday in Muree was a deliberate ploy, as deliberate as your attempt to train the Pakistanis who executed 26/11, including Ajmal Kasab, who you first said is not a Pakistani, who confessed that a Major General Saab provided him training. Now, you know what, Shafqat Saeed, let me complete. You have nowhere to hide tonight.
He's not.
You have nowhere to hide tonight because we knew all along that the control room in Pakistan from where the attacks were being coordinated was in Karachi. And in Muree, you were working at a parallel level to isolate Indian security experts from what you were executing in Mumbai. And that is why, Shafqat Saeed, you can wipe that smile off your face and answer my question. If you have the ability, then answer me factually. You have nowhere to hide tonight. While Naqvi and Hafiz Saeed, with the backing of the ISI, was seeing to it that 2611 was executed unhindered, you had isolated some of India's senior-most security officials in Muree to ensure that their expertise was not able to counter what you were up to. And I have just one word for it. It's called cowardice. In Hindi, we call it kayarta. Cowardice and kayarta. This is not even strategy. It is deception and kayarta. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. You can't factually tell me I'm wrong tonight.
Yes.
Go back and ask these people, did you take our officials
Arnab,
to Muree?
I pray that
Did you take our officials to Muree?
Exhibit some guts and you don't mute me and don't interrupt me. I would suggest
as long as you're civilized, sir, in your response.
And reform.
As long as you're civilized in your response.
And I hope that you are also civilized in getting a response.
I've been waiting for a civilized response for a long time from the Pakistanis.
Okay. Okay, now listen to me. If it is done, it is very bad. And if it
what do you mean if it is done, it is very bad?
I pity Indians.
Is that all you'll say tonight?
It is very
Is that all you'll say tonight?
Yes, it is very bad.
Bakshi, this is all he says tonight. If it is done, it's very bad.
I pity. Listen to me.
That's all you have to say tonight.
You don't have the guts to listen to an answer. You can't listen to an answer.
I'm listening.
I pity. You do false flag operation and you kill your own people. And you have done it yourself. Bharat and Hindutva. These are the mechanisms that you have set up to kill your own people.
Zero answers, viewers. Please look. Zero answers tonight from the Colonel. Zero answers from the Colonel tonight. Zero answers.
New Delhi.
We have
right?
our own
you have done your own inquiry. There are people in your mechanism, in your government, your responsible people, in your court of
Did you or did you not take our security establishment to Muree on the pretext of a holiday, sir? Answer me tonight. Did you or did you not smuggle our security establishment to Muree in the name of a holiday on the day when your terrorist struck in Mumbai? Answer me tonight. Did you or did you not do that? Did you do that? Did you do what I'm accusing you of having done? Did you do what I'm accusing you of having done? You answer me tonight. Let Ambassador Naqvi answer me tonight. Let Abid answer me tonight. Let Brig Haris Nawaz answer me tonight. Did you or did you not do what I'm accusing you of having done?
That whole mechanism was hindered by people who are in Muree.
So many people died. Nobody wants to.
Okay, we have 4 panelists
in the Pakistan.
Yeah, it is your.
It is a big bloody failure. Why you are mocking your own self? Nobody world over is going to buy all this nonsense.
No expletives. RSN Singh. RSN and Shafqat Saeed. RSN and Shafqat Saeed, please. RSN and Shafqat Saeed. I'll go to GD.
I am not here. I am not here to influence you. I am not here to change your opinion. You are incorrigible. I am here for the purpose so that my countrymen realize as to what sort of devious people we are dealing with. In warfare, deception is justified. But the path of war that you have chosen, that is the proxy war. This is a new dimension.
You are very good at making fiction
that
movies.
my countrymen are seeing today.
It is one another Indian movie type story.
That are my countrymen are seeing today. And
I pity your sense.
Major Shafqat, next time, please, whenever you come on debate, don't say that you are victims of terror. Don't say that you are victims of terror.
I'm sure in your heart and soul you don't believe in this.
GD Bakshi
Don't say that you are carrying out a national action plan because behind the shirt and tie,
this is your own doing. Technical support division ne kiya hai ye.
You
are not Bharat Tanzim ne kiya hai.
G J Singh, GD Bakshi.
GD
Bakshi is taking on. GD Bakshi on the other side tonight. GD Bakshi now.
Kill your own
GD Bakshi and Ambassador Sarwar. RSN, 1 minute please. Let GD Bakshi come back to the debate. He's been waiting for a long time tonight. I don't know what you call this. Backstabbing, cheating, deception, falsehood, hypocrisy or just cowardice. Or a mix of all of this. GD Bakshi please. GD will speak. Ambassador Naqvi will respond. GD Bakshi and Ambassador Naqvi tonight.
Arnab,
I pity.
Well, I pity you for not being able to answer the
Col
question.
Shafqat Saeed, the whole world saw a televised display of the ISI's barbarity in killing 166 innocent civilians on the streets of Mumbai. A Pakistani national was caught. And this country has the chutzpah to deny. This is the same country that has swindled the Americans of $31 billion. And they kept Osama bin Laden for 6 years next to the Pakistan Military Academy, Kakul. Who will trust you, Shafqat? And now, at the end of it, when we had a confidence-building measures meeting, you utilized that to keep our command element out of the way, so that you could carry out a mass murder.
Ambassador Naqvi will respond to that.
Mechanism.
How low can you get?
Ambassador Naqvi, let him respond. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I just want to ask
No, Ambassador Naqvi is responding to you, GD Bakshi, the ambassador is responding to you. Go on, Ambassador Naqvi, go on.
Of the world.
Listen to me. Listen, this is your failure and you are blaming Pakistan for it.
Our
this
failure?
Is ridiculous.
Our failure? Muree is in India? Muree is in India?
Muree is in India? Why did your intelligence?
How is it our failure?
Why do the intelligence people
G J Singh on the other
Why did they go? Why did they go?
Why did they go is answer. G J, you answer that. Why did they go to Muree? The question being asked is why did they go to Muree? G J, Commodore G J.
We made was to trust you. A nation which has been
अरे शांत हो जाइए अब ये दूसरे की बात भी सुने देखिए मैं एक पॉइंट आपको कहना चाहता हूं in particular to Ambassador Naqvi and all my other honored guests. It is the in thing. I am not going to talk about 1.2 billion people and the MHA and all that things which we have been talking now. I just want to say that it is the in thing that the diplomats of different countries, they meet, they talk, they engage into conversation, like Russians and Americans have been doing, and everywhere else in the world we have been doing with Chinese.
So what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
Lays out a trap and they stare like you have done.
A trap.
You have let down the whole diplomatic community in the world. Nobody is going to trust you in future when they hold talks or conversation with your diplomats or with your government, because your government is fully exposed.
Absolutely.
If you work out the timeline
I have said this for the longest.
Exposed for what? What is that?
I'll tell you what you're exposed for. I'll tell you what you're exposed for. Ambassador, I'll tell you what you're exposed for. No, the ambassador asked tonight with a certain degree of innocence, and he asked tonight almost as if he doesn't know GJ. GJ, 1 minute. GJ, just hold on. GJ, just hold on. GJ. Commodore G J Singh. Commodore G J Singh. Commodore.
Equipment, logistics, and ammunition,
Commodore,
all that
Commodore,
put together,
Commodore,
the sum total is that your government was in the know of this 2611 attack. They deliberately laid out this map of taking these.
Commodore, if I may,
I mean, it is internationally exposed. What are you talking, Ambassador Naqvi? That this never happened. There is nothing.
Maroof Raza, please, into the debate. Maroof hasn't spoken much at all. I'd like to get Maroof into the debate, please. Maroof, tonight the question is being asked, and Abid Rao and others will respond. The question being asked is, what does this prove? Let Maroof Raza tell you what it proves. Maroof.
You are digging up an old...
Maroof, please. Maroof can speak.
Sir, with respect, sir, we've heard your interventions, but none of you have answered the basic question. If I used to assume you used to get briefed by the ISI before coming for Times Now debates, how come you were not told whether these Home Ministry officials are actually taken to Muree or not? At least you should know your facts. Now, this is a fact that's admitted by one of our senior officials who was taken there. Now, it is a trap because there's too much of a coincidence between the attack happening in Mumbai and the Home Secretary and others being completely out of communication. Whether they were in communication or out of communication, that will also be established. What I want to say, Arnab, and that is the key issue I want to bring out. We have tried again and again to try and get an admission from these learned Pakistanis. And on one side you have Headley's report, you have a Rand Corporation report, you have any number of books that have been written which confirm the nexus between the state and the proxies. And now you have them constantly saying, no, we have no role in it. Today you have the Home Minister of Pakistan in Indian front pages saying that we would like to talk with India. Why is India not talking with us? Today you have the United States saying that Pakistan should not allow the use of its territory against India for terror groups. And today you have this revelation. Doesn't the jigsaw fit into place? Everyone knows that Pakistan state and proxies are working together, and this is the highest act of cowardice taken into shape since the days of Zia, when Pakistan realized that man on man they cannot take on the Indian armed forces.
They never can, never will.
So the bottom line is, you are not going to get, Arnab, you have tried. You will never get an admission from these gentlemen, because if the
the basic point is, listen to me.
Brigadier Nawaz from Karachi, go ahead. Brigadier Nawaz and Abid Rao responding.
Basically, what I want to tell you is, Arnab, basic point is, Muree, let me clarify a few things. Muree is just 40 minutes drive away from Islamabad. All our meetings are generally held over there, and communication, line communication, wireless communication, all is there. And then second point is, your 9 people if they are out of Karachi, Pakistan, out of India. That means your complete hierarchy is gone, your command structure is gone, nothing is happening over there. I am amazed. That means your security lapses there. Admit that if your 9 people go from India, the complete Indian command elements are gone. There is a paralysis, nothing is happening around, and this speaks of your security lapses.
It is not a question of
the meeting was over on 25th. Why don't you understand? Why don't you understand? Maroof, 1 minute, let me clarify. Let me clarify for Brigadier Nawaz. Brigadier Nawaz, 1 minute. The meeting was over on 25th. The Indian security officers were supposed to come back on 25th. You held them back.
It is not a question of
and why should Pakistan do it? Pakistan is already fighting a war on terror. We are a victim of terrorism. And at that stage, you just cannot afford
Abid Rao.
For God can understand all these things.
Arnab, this has finally put the nail on the coffin. We cannot deal with Pakistan. It is not a command failure.
And Pakistan also doesn't want it. We don't trust you at all. You have not accepted it. You don't want Pakistan India to go on terms with better nations. And that is what it is always. And the Pठानकोट incident is right there. We are going to have a secretary level conference.
Abid Rao, listen. Abid Rao, I'm summing this up. I'm summing this up with Abid Rao. May I have a moment of everyone's attention, please, if you may? And I was asked, and I'm just summing this up. Maroof. I was asked, what does your report prove? Maroof, I was asked, what does the report prove? I was asked, what does your report prove?
I thought men in uniform were gentlemen.
After 8 years, you come to know that this is what has happened?
That we are aware of. Abid Rao, I'm closing with just, I want to say one thing. I want to give Abid Rao a turn, and I'm saying, what does this prove? This proves that the Pakistani whole establishment, military or civilian, is involved in terror attacks. It proves that there is coordination between the establishment, the foot soldiers on the ground. It proves that there is no arm's length between the two, and it proves that terrorists are state actors. That's what it proves. This demolishes your non-state actors' defense once and for all. And I can get it more deeper into the debate. Maybe I'll get a more detailed response from Shafqat Saeed. I don't know what he's smiling for tonight. The 2611 Untold Conspiracy is debate number 1. I thank everyone for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour this evening. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.